would like to know a little bit about you all, though, if you don't mind. So your name and then something interesting about yourself. And why are you interested in martial arts? Who want to start?
My name is Rafiq, and I like doing football and basketball. And the reason why I wanted to do martial arts is because my dad, he thought I had some behavior problems and stuff like that. And I also want to learn martial arts for self-defense.
Okay.
My name is Rafi, that's my twin brother. Something interesting about me is that I wrote my own book, and the reason that I'm interested in martial arts is for the discipline, the knowledge that you can gain from it, and then third and last is the self-defense.
Okay.
My name is Solomon. One thing I like to do, I like to just play all sports, and the reason why I'm in martial arts is because my dad, he wanted me to learn how to defend myself, and since I'm little for my age, I don't want to be pushed and walked all over, so I know how to defend myself.
Okay.
Hello, my name is Silas. I like to play basketball, football. I like to jog. I like to eat a lot. And the reason why I did martial arts because, as he said, our dad went here. He's teaching me discipline, self-defense, hard work amongst myself, and yeah.
My name's Kendall. I like doing engineering and programming games. Reason I joined karate is because when I was younger, I got in a lot of trouble for wrist fighting, and so my mom wanted me to do a combat sport. So, yeah.
My name is Joe, and I like playing a lot of sports, good at a lot of sports. And one interesting thing about me in class, when we were in math class, my teacher would ask me to help out the sixth graders with their work.
Okay. So, Bruce Lee, you all, I'm sure have heard of
Yes.
Bruce Lee. What do you know about Bruce Lee?
This time.
Okay, who want to go first?
Jackie, oh my god,
Bruce Lee, stay on top.
Bruce Lee was, so basically, when he was growing up, I'm pretty sure he grew up in a modest family, low class family. And so basically he had to teach himself self-discipline from a young age because basically, I forgot where he had grew up. It was somewhere, not, I forgot. And so basically he had to learn to control himself, and he taught himself the art of self-discipline to stop himself from having impulses or to control his emotions so he doesn't lash out and do anything that he wouldn't want to do. And he had to teach himself that from a young age because the things around him, not his household, but mainly the things around him was not good, but also not bad. It was somewhere on the low low.
Okay, let's go on the line since everybody uses.
Bruce Lee, he was a famous martial artist. He was an actor. He had very famous movies. And what he said, he had some poverty, and he had to teach himself a lot of stuff, how to defend himself. And his family was very, very poor. They could barely even buy bricks for the house and everything.
Okay.
Bruce Lee was a famous martial artist. He was in a lot of martial arts movies. He did karate because he used to always get in trouble for fighting in school and stuff.
Okay.
And then he was a martial artist. He self-disciplined himself, and he was dangerous. And yeah.
I know Bruce Lee as one of the best mixed martial artists. And then also about his parents, they actually used to be former gang members, but yeah. And I don't know a lot of specific details about him, but yeah.
So Bruce Lee, he is a famous martial artist. He was so good at martial arts that he performed in a lot of movies. And that's when they didn't have AI and stuff. So all the stuff were actually real. So like jumping off a plane, train were real. So that's it.
Okay. So Bruce Lee, he had a famous saying called the art of fighting without fighting. You ever heard of that? Okay, so what do you think that means? Okay, let's start off this. Let's go ahead. What's your name? You want to answer that? Go ahead.
And he didn't want to know because he didn't do that anymore. Because he did do basketball and the teacher do basketball. The teacher do basketball with the boys. And the bus was like all night because it's like a birthday party.
We're talking about Bruce Lee. It's not basketball right now.
Basketball.
Okay, we'll get back to you when we get to basketball. But
Okay.
thank you for
Let's
sharing.
go. Go ahead. Let's start on this end. The art of fighting without fighting. What do you think that means?
I think it means like using words instead of like real fighting, trying to think it out.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's like what Joe said. I think it's about being able to control yourself and your self-impulses.
I think it means fighting without violence, like causing like harm, violent behavior, causing like severe bleeding and bruises and all that.
Right. Yep. He did have his hand up first. Go ahead.
I think it means like having self control and trying to de-escalate the situation and not trying to like provoke the person for where you guys get into hand-to-hand combat
Okay.
or trying to walk away.
So basically, I feel like the saying "fighting without fighting" goes to like what we were talking about. Like I remember I mentioned Martin Luther King Jr. He like all the blacks that he was helping when they got attacked, like and even when his house got bombed, the blacks were ready to like beat the crap out of the white people. And so basically Martin Luther King had to stop them. Martin Luther King Jr. had to stop them and tell them like by fighting violence with violence is never an answer because all that leads to is chaos. And with chaos, instead of like the two people that's fighting fire with fire, they're both gonna get burned because the result of that chaos is gonna be more damage than there is good. And even inside of some situations there might be no good at all. And so basically that goes to that saying fighting without fighting. You're like what is it?
Fighting without using your hands.
No, like what is it? A silent protest or like a strike? Like what is it? What was her name on the bus? Rosa Parks. By doing what she did, she started the Montgomery bus boycott or like the Tea Party and inside I forgot it was like back in the Boston Tea Party where like because the taxes were too much instead of doing like violent acts or like fighting, instead they did it some way else. Not I wouldn't say like it's a good way to do it, but instead of doing like hand-to-hand combat or like fighting it out and doing a war, they did it. They protested the way that they protested without making too much chaos. And so Yeah, I'm gonna tie that back to that quote by Bruce Lee.
Okay, excellent, excellent. So, Bruce Lee, he considered himself, there's actually a book that was written entitled Artist of Life. And he considered himself an artist of life. So he wasn't just a martial artist. He didn't want to just be considered that. He was a poet, he was a philosopher, and even in the movies some of the movies that he was in, he actually wrote the whole concept. So she was talking about basketball. In what way was Bruce Lee connected to basketball? You want to answer? Bruce Lee and basketball. What was the connection between Bruce Lee and basketball?
He met somebody in the past and influenced them to think of the concept of basketball, or he met like a basketball great grandfather or something like that. I'm just taking a wild guess.
So have you ever heard of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar?
Oh yes. Oh,
Yes, yes, yes.
Right. So
Yes.
he trained Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was in his movie. I'm trying to remember the exact one. What is it? The Game of Death.
Game
It
of
was
Death.
Enter Dragon or Game of Death.
Game of Death.
Yeah, it was Game of Death. So he wrote the whole concept of that, and it was a pagoda. The pagoda was like what was like 7 levels or something like that, and at each level he had to meet he met a different competitor, and so that's why he felt like martial arts, kung fu was something that a person needed to learn, because in life your circumstances aren't always the same, and so you have to learn how to adapt. One thing that you might do can be successful under a particular circumstance, but it might not necessarily suit another situation that you're in, so you have to be flexible. So that was something that he was teaching, and he was teaching even through his movie.